Hi guys, welcome to Monday. I hope you all are having a good day as I continue to cook my way through Corona. As I promised yesterday, I'm making lasagna and also ratatouille. And my husband corrected me. I don't know what I was thinking. It was Italian day. Ratatouille is a French dish. It's not Italian. But anyway, it's still delicious and it'll go great with the lasagna. So what I've done is I have sauteed 1 pound of ground beef, 80-20, with a half a pound of sweet Italian sausage, half of a red bell pepper, and half of a large onion diced, okay? So that's all ready to go. In the bottom of my lasagna pan, I have put sauce because you don't want your noodles to stick on the bottom. So I put some of the sauce on the bottom, just plain tomato puree, and then I layered my lasagna noodles, and I do them raw because I don't like them. I like them to be firm in the lasagna. So that's how I did that, okay? So the next step is going to be putting the meat sauce on over the noodles. This lasagna is, I've made a lot of different ones, but this one is like one of my favorites because you make it with bechamel sauce, and I'm going to show you how I make that. It takes the place of regatta, which is, you know, a little heavier and richer, but this has such good flavor. It's just wonderful. So if you have never tried making a lasagna with bechamel sauce, you gotta do it. Okay, so just spread that across there pretty good. And I have used in this meat mixture the spaghetti sauce that I made the other day with the meatballs in that video. Same sauce, I just took it out of the freezer and it's all ready to go. So now I have a half a stick of melted butter. To that, this is how you're going to start your bechamel sauce. I'm going to add about a scoop of flour. Give or take a little. Because what you want to do is create a roux for this. And before I started melting my butter, in the microwave, I put 2 cups of milk, and I put it on for 2 minutes because to make this sauce and so that it's creamy and smooth, you need to have your milk warmed. 2 minutes is exactly the right amount of time. 2 minutes, 2 cups, okay? So then you're going to add that to the roux. You can pour it right in, because it's basically going to be the same temperature since I just warmed it up. Okay? So that's what you do with that. And then you're going to turn your heat up again, which I had just turned it down when the roux started bubbling. So you're going to turn your heat up again and let that thicken. Keep stirring it so that it smooths out. Start to get there in just a minute because I had to turn the heat up a little bit. And then I have 3/4 of a cup of shaved Parmigiano Reggiano cheese that I shaved ahead of time. That's going to go right in. Okay. To that, I'm just going to add a little salt and pepper. And then, just a dash of nutmeg. Okay. just going to thicken up. Here we go. Usually by the time the Parmesan is all melted in there, it doesn't take very long at all. It really starts to do its magic and get thick. I mean, I've honestly never had a lasagna that I didn't like. Years ago when I was in high school and in Mrs. Drysdale's home ec class, I made lasagna for the first time, and we put cottage cheese in the recipe, and that was very delicious too. I haven't made it like that for many years, but for a long time, I made that lasagna for my parents and the family when I was still living at home. And over the years, I've changed them up. I also have a meatloaf stuffed lasagna recipe that I do, and a supreme pizza lasagna that I do. It's very delicious. Made those a few times. Okay. Just about there. Yep, we're there. Can you see that consistency? That's where we want to be. Okay. So next, we're just going to take a ladle and we're going to ladle this bechamel sauce right over the lasagna. It smells amazing. I mean, you could do this with vegetables. You could, you know, roast vegetables and do like a vegetable lasagna. I have never done that, but I bet it would be great, especially with this sauce. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to save a little bit for the top. So, there it is. Then to that, we're going to add, this is an 8-ounce package of mozzarella cheese shredded. And you're just going to go right over the top of that. I mean, if you're a cheese lover like me, pasta lover, this is what you want to make, I'm telling you. It's so delicious. I had sushi for lunch. John had cereal because we wanted to eat light and save ourselves for this. Here we go. Okay, so the rest will be for the top. Then you're going to go back, and I like to go the opposite way on the next layer with this, because then when you cut into it, it's really good, like that. Sauce to burn there. And if your pan's not quite wide enough, well, you just break those babies off, that's all. And you can overlap them if you need to. Pretty good to do that right there. Okay. So now I'm going to add to this, because I think I need a little bit more sauce than what I have. I'm going to add a little tomato puree that I had left over from the other day to this. Because you don't want your lasagna to be dry. Okay. Actually, I think I probably can get those other ones in here too. So we'll just do this. And this. And this. I don't know if any of you have been playing that Monopoly game, but here at Safeway I've been doing it, and lately I haven't been getting any because I filled in almost all but one of each one of the possible great winnings I could have gotten. But this week I got some, and I ended up with a free box of lasagna, a free cream cheese, and what else did I get? Oh, a free donut. So I guess I can say I was a winner. Okay, so now we've got it right about where we want it. This is going to go right over the top. And I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Let go. Okay, so now we're just going to spread this over as we did before. Go right down. All the way down, covering all the lasagna, because as long as it's covered, it's going to cook great. Okay, so that's it for that. Now we're going to put on the rest of the bechamel. And then we're going to just do this. So right in. Okay, done with that. And then we take the other half of our mozzarella and just sprinkle it right over the top. And that's it. So now we're going to put it in the oven on 350 degrees for approximately 40 to 45 minutes. Once your cheese is all melted, just kind of keep an eye on it. Keep the oven light on to make sure it doesn't overcook, but it's pretty close, 45 minutes, depending on how hot your oven is. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to move on to the ratatouille. I bet you there's a lot of you out there who have never had ratatouille. Okay, so first I have to wash my pan because I need the same saute pan that I had my sauce in to do the ratatouille. There's a few little steps to this, but it's pretty good. The thing that takes the most time is cutting up all the vegetables, which I did ahead of time. But this is like one of my favorite vegetable dishes. If not my favorite, I love it. Second only to carrots. So, here's what you need to make ratatouille. You need 1 medium eggplant, 2 onions sliced, 2 green peppers diced, half a cup of olive oil, 4 tomatoes, 2 zucchini, and you cut those a ½ inch. In other words, you cut your zucchini up and then you cut each piece in half so they're like a moon. I did the same with my eggplant because I like it that way. 1 clove of minced garlic, and 1 tablespoon of chopped parsley, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of marjoram, 1 tablespoon of basil. So first you're going to peel your eggplant. I don't peel my eggplant. I like some of the skin on it. It doesn't bother me, but you can peel your eggplant if you want to into 1/2-inch slices. And then what you have to do, half an hour before you can pull this all together, you need to lightly salt them on the counter and cover them with paper towels and then weight them down. Like I put my canisters on top of them to get all the water out of them, okay? And then once, you know, after 30 minutes, you're going to just saute your onions, green peppers, and eggplant in the oil on low until it's soft. I turn it up a little bit more than that because, you know, I want to get it done, but I pay attention to it, okay? So in goes 1/2 cup of olive oil. Give or take a little, okay? Now the other thing you need to do is you need 4, I buy Roma tomatoes to make this. And you have to take the skins off, and there's no way to get them off any easier than this. You put them in a pan and bring them to a boil, and those skins will pop and you can slice them right off and get the little hard pieces where the stems were out of there. So you've got your 4 tomatoes, okay? These are gonna just go right in here right now because they're all ready. And that's how you accomplish that. And once your heat gets up on the olive oil, you're going to saute the onions, the green peppers, and the eggplant, again until it's soft. And you want to remember to remove the skins on the tomatoes. Okay, and then after that we're going to add the parsley, the marjoram, and the basil, and we're going to simmer it for 45 minutes. So I'm not going to be here when it's done, but I will post a pic. I won't still be recording, I mean, but I will post a picture of the whole meal, okay, when it's done. And just remember, the last 15 minutes of cooking is when you're going to add your minced garlic. Don't add it until then because you don't want garlic to overtake the whole dish. You just want to, you know, flavor it a little. All right? And that's it. And you let it simmer for 45 minutes. It's so good. It's so good. Right away it's really good, but it's also even better when it's reheated, when it's set. It's almost like spaghetti sauce. It's fantastic, okay? So, onions go in, sliced, right? Green peppers. The zucchini. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the zucchini separate. Yeah, because I think this will crowd the pan too much. And I don't have a bigger pan, so this is it. I use this pan for everything. I love it because nothing sticks to it. So great. Okay. So that's that. Okay, so get that all set. Onto the burner. Just gonna give it a minute for the burner to warm up some. Doesn't take very long at all once it starts sauteing. And while that's doing its thing, I'm going to take my potato masher and I'm going to go in and just get these tomatoes, you know, mashed down a little bit. You see how they're mashing? Jeez, I need stronger arms. I have to work out a little. All right, there we go. And you can kind of cut them with a spoon too once they get going. All right, I'm going to turn these on because we want this burner ready when the sauteing is done. You want it to be nice and warm. Okay? And here it goes. And if you didn't get my spaghetti sauce recipe and you still want it, you can go on YouTube, Valerie Paul, and it will be there for you. Okay, starting to sizzle. Throw in a little more olive oil. Olive oil makes everything so good. I love it. It's a staple in this house. Okay. And just kind of, you know, if your onions are sticking together, just kind of give them a little push. All these flavors together with the spices are so good. Can't even tell you. Nice little side dish. It goes good with so many things. I've even made it before and brought it to barbecues, you know. It's just different. I don't know what category it would go into. I guess that's just vegetable. It's not really a soup. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I'll have to research that. Get back to you. Okay. That go. I'm going to turn it up because I want it to go a little faster. And so now I'm going to add my spices. So we need a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of margarine, tablespoon of basil leaves, and a tablespoon of parsley flakes. That's the right one. Okay. I'm going to give these a little turn. They're coming up now. There we go. Spices a little bit. Yum, yum, yum. It's gonna be fabulous. Okay. I'm gonna stir your spices around a little. I'm all flavoring those tomatoes. Wow. Oh, it smells so good. Delicious. done. Cheese is already starting to melt on the lasagna. Oh boy, that's yummy. Yummy, yummy. Here a little bit. Oops, lost one. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to take those out and put the zucchini in there because these guys don't have enough room to play together. Okay. They're pretty soft, so that's good. I'm going to put it right in with the tomatoes and all those spices. Okay, and so now, because I didn't have enough room for my zucchini in the pan, you get a look at this. This is what it looks like so far, okay? So now I'm going to put more olive oil in the pan so I can cook the zucchini. Okay. And then goes the zucchini. I'm going to turn my pot here down to low and let all that deliciousness blend together. Okay, those should not take very long at all. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper on those since I don't want to leave them out. So about the time the lasagna comes out, the ratatouille, it'll be time to put the minced garlic in and then let the ratatouille go for just 15 more minutes. I mean, you can let it go longer if you want. If you want to just leave it sitting on there, and the longer it sits, the better it is. And then every now and then just, you know, give it a stir, but it is going to cook down. It's going to be so delicious. These are getting nicely browned. Ah. Very good flavor. Yep, that's pretty good. So now we can turn the burner off and add the zucchini. It's really a pretty dish too, I think. Do that. Okay, so just don't forget that after this has been cooking for 45 minutes, actually 30 minutes. After it's been cooking 30 minutes is when you add in your 1 clove of minced garlic. Look at this. So, there, now it just needs to sit and simmer and do its wonderfulness. Okay, that's it. That's our French-Italian night. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you had a good day. Hope everybody's well, staying safe. And hopefully we'll all be back working and socializing again. Although it has been fun, I have to say, it has been fun to just not have to do certain things. But anyway, whoever thought that going to the grocery store would be socialization activity or anything really, besides just getting groceries. And it seemed like a burden. Now it's like, oh, let's go to the grocery store. Okay, so have a good night, everybody, and I will be back again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.